Attachment theory, Bowlby, Ainsworth, and its impact on relationships. Have you ever wondered why you fear being abandoned in relationships? Or, on the contrary, avoid closeness? It might all stem from your childhood. I was surprised myself when I learned how infancy affects my adult life. Attachment theory is one of the most significant psychological concepts explaining how emotional bonds form between people. This theory helps us understand why some people build trusting relationships easily, while others struggle with closeness, suffer from jealousy, or avoid emotional involvement. Have you ever thought about why? Some people in relationships are like a rock, stable, reliable, unshaken by small things, and unafraid of closeness. Others cling to their partner, constantly checking their phone, jealous of coworkers, and even random social media likes. Yet others seem to be running a marathon of closeness, falling in love at first, but as soon as things get serious, they grow cold, sabotage the relationship, or disappear entirely. This isn't just personality. It's your attachment style, and it forms in the first years of life. Let's break down how childhood habits control your love life, friendships, and even career. And most importantly, can it be changed? It all started with John Bowlby, a British psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who noticed that children in orphanages, even if well-fed and cared for, lagged in development, both emotionally and cognitively. Why? Because they lacked the most crucial thing: maternal love, warmth, and stable attachment. Bowlby developed attachment theory, which states that for healthy development, a child critically needs a reliable emotional bond with a caregiver, usually the mother. Without it, children struggle with emotional regulation, forming trust in the world, and even intellectual growth. So it's not just about food and shelter. Love isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for human development. And this applies not only to children but also to adults, because the need for closeness and support stays with us forever. Bowlby proved, attachment is a survival instinct. A baby doesn't cry out of spite. They're calling for someone to protect them from saber-toothed tigers or loneliness. Key ideas of Bowlby. Attachment system. Bowlby believed that humans, like many animals, have an innate biological need for attachment, a drive to seek closeness with a caregiver, usually the mother. This system activates in stressful situations, danger, fatigue, illness, prompting the child to seek protection from an adult. Secure base. If the parent is responsive and reliable, the child feels safe and uses them as a base to explore the world. When a child knows they can return to support, they develop curiosity and independence. The absence of such a base leads to anxiety or avoidance of contact. Separation anxiety. Fear of separation from the attachment figure is a natural reaction, especially between 9 to 18 months, peak sensitivity. Bowlby identified 3 phases of reaction to separation. Protest, the child cries, searches for the mother. Despair, apathy, depression. Detachment, if separation is prolonged, emotional withdrawal. Chronic separation can lead to attachment disorders. Internal working model. These are unconscious beliefs about oneself and others, formed in early childhood based on interactions with parents. If the child received love and support, they internalize, "I am worthy of care, the world is safe." If needs were ignored, the model becomes, "I don't matter, others are unreliable." These models influence adult relationships, determining attachment style, secure, anxious, avoidant. A child who is confident in the mother's availability develops confidence in themselves and the world. Why is this theory important? Explains why some people trust easily while others fear closeness. Helps understand the roots of jealousy, fear of rejection, and emotional coldness. Provides tools for improving relationships. A person without attachments is like a ship without an anchor. Bowlby believed that the first 5 years of life are the most crucial for forming attachment. If a child doesn't receive enough care during this period, they may develop anxious or avoidant patterns. Examples: attachment system. A child falls and scrapes their knee, they immediately run to their mother for comfort. An adult facing work stress calls a close friend or partner to share their worries. Secure base. A toddler, knowing their mother is nearby, confidently plays at the playground, occasionally glancing back for reassurance. An adult, feeling their partner's support, takes on a new project boldly, knowing they won't be judged if they fail. Separation anxiety. Protest. A child screams and clings to their mother when left at daycare. Despair. After crying for a long time, the child becomes lethargic, unresponsive to caregivers. Detachment. If separation lasts weeks, for instance hospitalization, the child stops showing joy upon reunion. Adult version. A person panics if their partner disappears for a day without warning, then emotionally shuts down after prolonged silence. Internal working model. Secure attachment. A woman raised in a loving family calmly discusses conflicts with her partner, unafraid of abandonment. Anxious attachment. A man with unpredictable parents constantly checks his wife's phone, fearing infidelity. Avoidant attachment. A woman who was ignored as a child avoids deep relationships, believing, "I can only rely on myself." What happens when attachment is disrupted? If the mother ignores the child's needs, anxious attachment forms. If the mother is cold and rejecting, avoidant attachment forms. This is a relational template formed in childhood. Am I worthy of love? Can I trust others? Examples. If parents were supportive, I am good, the world is safe. If they criticized, there's something wrong with me. Mary Ainsworth, a Canadian psychologist and student of Bowlby, expanded attachment theory by studying how infants interact with parents. She devised a brilliant experiment, the strange situation. She briefly separated toddlers from their mothers and observed their reactions. She confirmed Bowlby's theory, leading to the identification of 4 attachment styles. Ainsworth observed children, 12 to 18 months. 4 attachment styles. Type: reaction to separation, reaction to reunion, impact on adult life. Secure: upset but calms down, happy, reaches for mother. Trust: healthy boundaries. Anxious: extreme panic, clings or gets angry. Jealousy: fear of abandonment. Avoidant: shows no emotion, ignores mother. Emotional distance in relationships. Disorganized: freezes, seems frightened. Unpredictable. Chaos. Toxic relationship patterns. Disorganized attachment: a child raised with abusive or frightening parents, for instance a mother who alternated between screaming and ignoring, displays contradictory reactions in adult relationships. Disorganized attachment was first described by Ainsworth and Bowlby but was later detailed by Mary Main and Judith Solomon in 1986. Disorganized attachment is considered the most complex, combining elements of anxious and avoidant patterns, compounded by unresolved trauma. How does attachment style affect relationships? Why are we drawn to the wrong people? Secure types seek partners who are stable, don't disappear for days without explanation, are emotionally available, can talk about feelings, are reliable, actions match words. Anxious types seek partners who fall in love quickly and intensely, often with avoidant partners. Idealize relationships early on. Fear rejection, may tolerate toxicity to avoid being alone. Avoidant types seek partners who subconsciously choose emotionally unavailable people, are attracted to those who don't demand closeness, for instance married people, emotionally distant partners. Often sabotage relationships if the partner becomes too important. Disorganized types seek partners who fluctuate between "I love you" and "I hate you." May cut ties at the first conflict, then beg for reconciliation. Often end up in abusive relationships, alternating between victim and aggressor. Why do anxious and avoidant types attract? It's traumatic chemistry. The anxious type clings to crumbs of attention, like in childhood. The avoidant type fears engulfment and pulls away, fueling the partner's anxiety. Conflicts in couples. How attachment style determines fights. Secure couples. Conflicts are a chance for dialogue, not catastrophe. Can apologize and compromise. Anxious plus avoidant equals most challenging pair. Anxious, why aren't you answering? Do you not love me anymore? Avoidant, you're suffocating me. I need space. Result, an endless chase-withdrawal cycle. Disorganized in conflict. May yell, smash dishes, threaten to break up, then beg for forgiveness an hour later. The partner feels like they're on an emotional roller coaster. Friendship and work. How attachment affects socialization. Secure types. Form deep friendships easily. Confident at work, unafraid of competition. Anxious types. Dependent on friends' opinions. Afraid to say no. At work, they stress over criticism, may suck up to bosses. Avoidant types. Keep friendships superficial. Rarely open up. Prefer remote jobs or roles with minimal emotional demands. Disorganized types. Friendships are either intense or icy. At work, they may be brilliant but unpredictable, for instance creative professions. How this ruins our lives. Real examples. Example, he ignores me for a week, but when he comes back, he's so affectionate. This isn't love, it's traumatic attachment. The brain confuses pain and passion, just like in childhood when a mother was warm one moment and cold the next. Example, I cut off all relationships at the first conflict. Fear of closeness equals childhood belief, I'll be abandoned anyway, better to leave first. Example, I only fall for people who don't want me. Repeating childhood dynamics, parents were emotionally unavailable. Can you change your attachment style? Good news. Yes. Though childhood has a strong influence, the brain's neuroplasticity allows us to rewrite old patterns. Even with a traumatic past, you can develop secure attachment. Change is possible through therapy, Cognitive behavioral therapy helps change negative thoughts and behaviors. Schema therapy addresses childhood trauma, focusing on unmet emotional needs. Self-awareness. Reflect on your conflict reactions. Do you fear abandonment? Avoid emotional talks. When my partner is silent, I think. Write down 10 such beliefs. Keep an emotion journal. How do I feel when my partner is late? Analyze recurring relationship patterns. Safe relationships. Secure bonds with a friend, therapist, or partner help reshape attachment. This person should be stable, empathetic, and not disappear without explanation. Practice vulnerability. Share fears. Don't avoid conflicts. If anxious, voice your fears instead of bottling them up. Exercise 5 minutes of honesty. Share something personal without fear of judgment. If avoidant, start small. Hold eye contact longer. Share simple feelings. I feel sad today. Hold hands for more than 3 seconds. These steps help me understand myself better in relationships. What about you? Now you know why. You check their phone, or run at the first, I love you. Or, conversely, handle separations calmly. Give yourself time. Changing 20-plus-year-old habits is a marathon, not a sprint. The key is to start. Attachment theory explains why we love, get jealous, and fear closeness. Understanding your style can improve relationships with others and yourself. Your attachment style isn't a life sentence. Yes, it affects who you love, how you fight, even your career. But awareness and work can set you free in love and life. What's your type? Let's find out. Imagine you're 1-year-old and your mom leaves the room. Secure type. Mom left. Sad, but she'll be back soon. No panic, just inner confidence in loved ones. Adult life. Trust, you don't snoop or overanalyze your partner's words. Calm, if they're late or text briefly, you don't think, they don't love me anymore. Flexibility, you balance closeness and independence without anxiety. Example: partner, working late, text you later. You, okay, good luck. No, are they cheating? Thoughts. Anxious type. Mom's gone forever. No inner certainty the loved one will return. Adult life. Hypervigilance. Scanning every partner action for threats. Lack of trust, even in stable relationships, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Emotional swings, between clinginess and conflict over fear of rejection. Example: partner texts, "Hi," instead of, "Hi, darling." You, they're getting distant. It's over. Overanalyzing every word. Avoidant type. As a child, cries, mother coldly says, "Stop whining." Learns to freeze emotions. Adult life. Distancing. Subconscious fear that closeness equals loss of freedom. Rationalizing, love is just chemistry, relationships hold me back. Suppressed emotions, feeling whatever, but body remembers, illnesses, sudden outbursts. Example: partner wants to talk feelings. You, ugh, not this again. Escapes into work, jokes, games. Disorganized type. Mother yells, child freezes, mother suddenly hugs, Child cries but can't push away. Adult life. Contradictory behavior. I want closeness but fear it. Unpredictable reactions. Love to hate in minutes. Repeating trauma. Unconsciously picks partners who idealize then demean. Example. Partner shows love. They're plotting something. Provokes a fight to test. Partner withdraws. I'll die without them. Begs for return, then feels smothered. In conflict. You smash dishes, cry in a corner, then act like nothing happened. Which type did you recognize in yourself? Have you noticed how your attachment style affects your relationships? Write in the comments.